Today we are going to talk about the survey being continued at the Gyanvapi mosque complex. Now, one of the issues that has come out right now is that the Muslim side is threatening to boycott from the survey. The reason being is that they are quite worried about what reports might be coming in as the survey is in fact going on and coming in from officials. So they just want the report to be handed over to the court and shouldn't made be public unless the court wants it to be made public. So right now they are in fact asking for some kind of a hold in all kind of reports coming in and leaking out to the public. This is something that has worried them, and therefore they are asking for some kind of a hold on the intermittent statements coming out from the survey area unless the entire report is in fact made by the ASI, and they don't want certain aspects of it only being leaked, saying that it will raise temperatures in that area as well when it comes to communal tensions, and therefore there should be some kind of responsibility. And if intermittently some kind of unconfirmed reports are being leaked or without any sort of kind of control on the kind of information that is coming out, they are quite upset about it is what they are saying, and therefore they threatened to move away from the survey as such. But meanwhile, security has been increased as the survey continues on the fourth day as well, and we are in fact seeing the second phase of the survey taking place, especially with radar signatures and others being noted as well. Interestingly enough, there are reports coming in saying that there have been dome-like structures that have been found underneath the structure as well, and there are more non-invasive methods of trying to actually ascertain what is the kind of the structure that is found in that area being looked into. Now, Brijesh, this particular survey has reached a very crucial phase right now. It's in the second thing. And but the biggest pointer is that, as of now, there are reports coming, there are domes under the structure, and the Hindu side is saying there are idols, fragments of idols have been found. Of course, this has not been given by the ASI. The ASI's report has to go to the court first. But already there is worry that, this intermittent leaking of information could actually disturb the peace in the area as of now.
Well, yes, there is a distinct possibility of that, and this is the reason why we have seen we have read reports about how structures or the murtis or the trishuls and everything that has been found there inside the structure clearly points to a fact that there was a Hindu temple before it was broken and a masjid built over it. But the Muslim side have objected, and I think there's some merit in the objection also that that some sort of narrative is being built even before the official
ASI survey is
ASI survey is completed and an official report is submitted to the court. I think only post that anything definitive that can be said, and this is the objection of the Muslim side, and it's very interesting to see how it pans out from here because the reports which have been published in several leading Hindi dailies, they are pointing towards what we have just discussed, that there are idols, that there's a structure down there, and there are things which clearly points toward that. But we don't know for sure as to whether that is the correct picture that is being painted here or not.
Well, I'll get an advocate Ashish Pandey into the discussion. Ashish Pandey, the question that I have for you is this. Now, we are having a survey being conducted, and the court says that we want to know what the truth about the matter is, and that's why the survey is being conducted. Now, if in case it was revealed that there was a previous structure underneath the complex, then what does the court do about it? Because you have the 1991 Worship Places Act, which in fact doesn't do much about it. But only thing is just information. So what is happening actually? Is this survey meant to gather information? Is that the case?
Yeah, you're correct. You see, right now, what we are dealing with a civil suit which is pending before the district court, Varanasi. And if you see the prayer of that particular suit, that is declaratory in nature, which says that there should be declaration to the effect that the plaintiffs, those who are part of that particular suit, should be given a right to perform puja as far as Shangar Gauri and other idols are concerned. Now you see, in order to, you have mentioned about places of worship act. That act says that whatever was the religious nature of any particular site at the time of independence cannot be changed. Now,
except for Ram Janmabhoomi.
Except for, there are exceptions. I'm coming to that. Just see, the one exception was Ram Janmabhoomi. Another exception is the Ancient Monuments Act, 1958, and then there are other certain things are there which can be inferred through judicial interpretations. But you see, the Hindu side, what they are claiming, that even if places of worship act is being brought into picture, what they are saying that at the time of independence, the nature, there was a dispute that what is the nature of that structure. So the places of worship act is not applicable. And from another point of view, please understand that this is an act of parliament which was brought in 1991. So there is a question whether the central government can, I mean, through legislative means, can amend or repeal that act, and that particular that act is under challenge before Supreme Court. And interestingly, Union of India is shying away from filing any reply in that particular matter. That, if I'm not wrong, that matter is coming up on 31st of October before the Honorable Supreme Court. So we will have to see whether the Places of Worship Act is a constitutionally valid act or not. So even if that act is constitutionally valid, we will have to ascertain whether at the time of independence there was a dispute which was existing, so that
That means
particular
you'll have to
site is
go to
not
the
affected.
legal records, right? Then you have to go to the legal
Yes,
records to
yes,
find out whether
yes.
there was someone had
And
challenged the nature of it.
right now, please understand what we are dealing with only that there should be a declaration that the plaintiffs have a right to perform puja at that site. That's
Okay.
why Supreme Court has not granted any stay.
Okay, okay. That is the reason why. Let me, in fact, get Mr. Singh into the debate as well. Mr. Singh, you see, the survey is happening. It's been happening for quite. You know, the demand for the survey started from 1991 onwards. Now, from 2019 onwards, you see the kind of speed up in the case that has happened, and then finally a videography was done, and then the report was actually technically leaked, Brijesh, if I'm right. It was leaked to the media instead of, going to the court first. And that created a lot of hullabaloo. And now the same thing is feared from the Muslim side that, there could be leak of information or whatever could be without being properly, going through a process through the court. So that they are probably threatening to boycott from the survey as well. But whatever it is, at the end of the day, this report is going to come. And if there is a structure, what next? What do you think would be the next thing? Are we seeing a second kind of a Ram Janmabhoomi kind of a situation? Or rather, probably you will have this information saying that, yes, there was a structure, there is another superimposing structure on top of it, and then there are people who want to claim rights of worship in that place. Probably that could be the only negotiating factor, that there could be some kind of rights or privileges being given, but again, it's all subjective to the owners of the present structure. So, is it going to get more complex as we go further, if they say there is a structure underneath this?
See, I belong to this city, Varanasi, and if you ask anyone in Banaras or whosoever comes to pray at Kashi Vishwanath temple, everybody says and believes that it was Avimukteshwar temple, which was demolished by Emperor Aurangzeb. And if you see Nandi looking towards the idol of the Shivling is another indication. What worries Muslim side, as you were talking about, and Brijesh was also talking about, that the advocates of Hindu sides are selectively leaking information about the findings. That is property of the court, and the report should be, once it is prepared and ISI submits its report, it should go to the court, and the court should decide the next course of action. But these things, the sign of swastika, and a broken idol of God with half body of God and half body of an animal, and a trident, it has fueled speculation that what people believe that it was a temple that was demolished to make a mosque is coming true. And as somebody was talking about the places of worship of 1991, that excluded exception, Ram Janmabhoomi case was made an exception, that barring this, no other disputed place will be put to survey, and the Places of Worship Act will stay as it is. However, there's an advocate in our panel. I heard him, but there was some disturbance. I would like to know from him also that once it is established, religious symbols are found of indicating that it was a Hindu temple, What will happen to the places of worship at 1991? Will it cease to operate on this portion? And then the things will move towards Mathura, that is another focal point of agitation that started with Babri Masjid and Ayodhya, Mathura, and Kashi. And since Varanasi has seen riots in the early 70s, it's a very sensitive area where Kasi Vishwanath and Gyanvapi mosque are situated. And it may definitely fuel tension and may stoke emotions, and that could vitiate the atmosphere, not only in Varanasi but in other parts of the country, as the sentiments are involved. I think the bone of contention remains about the Waju Khana and the structure which we are showing on the screen. The Muslim side says that it's a fountain, and others say that it in fact is a shivling. And it can only be determined, but even in the court order, the Allahabad High Court's order, this area has been left aside. So I think without Waju Khana being surveyed by ASI and carbon dating being done, age of this structure being determined, I think this case will keep lingering on. Let's hope what the ASI's report says, because it's in the advanced stage, what Mr. Vishnu Shankar Jain was telling us, that the first report was just was for information, gathering information, but this one is a different type of survey being done with ASI joining using 3D.
But then what is so that is the thing that I was also asking, what is the purpose of that? Because at the end of the day, it is not to, go towards a particular idea or of a case. It's actually information gathering. Because the court says that we want to know the truth of it. So what's the truth of it? The truth about the information about the structure. Historical information,
exactly.
Whatever it is, that is what they want to know. After that, what else, Brijesh?
See, I think I may not be as well versed as Ms. Pandey here, who's like, who know the nitty-gritties of law much better than me. But if I go by the reports which are publishing, and if I go by the observations of the court or the hearing of the court, once the report says, suppose, it's a big suppose, I mean just hypothetically, if the report says that, that there has been a structure under it, there has been a temple structure under it, does the courts feel that they will be able to put the genie back in the bottle? No, they will not. And so the point is, the point is that I honestly speaking, I fail to understand what exactly the courts are trying to do. Honestly speaking, it baffles me a bit. I mean,
so that's
why will correct me if I'm wrong, because I have at the outset said that I don't know the legality of this or the intricacies of it.
But for me also, that is the question. What is the purpose of this?
Once the report comes, and if I'm starting with the if it says that there was a temple under it, then tell me how on earth are you going to put it back? Which court of the world, which court of India will be able to say that no, it's all right, even if it is a temple, let's leave it at that, and the limited purpose was to allow the women devotees to
some rights to be
Gauri Shingar, do a Gauri Shingar and all.